Again, I probably would prefer just to go generally speaking at this point, is really, I would say great contributions early on. That said, much like our team, we're building, and you learn from one game to the next, positives and negatives. And yesterday we had some of those moments where we've got to learn from those. I know, and so really what I'm looking for is just to continue to grow from one game to the next. Just like our team, one game does not define who we are as a football team, win or lose. And so we have to continue to build, continue to put in the work, and grow. And that's what you do. You want to play, again, like I mentioned yesterday after the game, your best football in November and December. No, just they did some good things defensively. Give them credit. That's a good defense. That said, there's some things we can do better offensively, and so we've got to work on that moving forward. And to capitalize in particular on opportunities that we had field position. You take the ball away 3 times. In the first 3-4 quarters there, the better half of the first 3 quarters, you set yourself up with valuable field position, and those have to be opportunities for us where we cash in, and we didn't do a good job of that yesterday. Every year is different. Those conversations really about that LaShawn has mentioned. It's just about really just a team, not so much with respect to the running game, but just as a team. And I think that's part of my relationship with LaShawn has been, okay, early on in his career I knew him, he knew me early on in my career, and to watch him evolve as a teammate is one of the joys of coaching or of being a coach, and separate conversations. And now it comes to the running game, and we've got to look at everything, and it's never just one thing. It's never just the offensive line, never just the tight ends, never just the wide receivers, and some people, the 8-man box. It's all of that. It's everything that we can do better, and that's this week being our bye. It's about self-awareness and evaluating what we've done well, what we haven't done well, and also looking to evolve. And that's the important part as we look at what's in front of us this week. Well, teams see that and they adjust. They do a good job of setting the edge. And at times yesterday we thought we had the edge and we didn't make a key block that we needed, in particular at those outside runs. We started running the ball outside, and had success on the first drive on a run. We came back to in the second half, and we didn't make a block where we should have made the block. You want to go back, and that's what coaches do. That's why they call us coaches. We go back and we evaluate, we adapt, and we adjust. And that's what we have to do. And it's a big priority. It really is. It's a big priority. It's we've got to. That said, you don't just ignore the other 2 areas either. There's 3 phases to the game, and we have to continue to grow and get better in all 3 phases. And certainly there's areas, excuse me, as late as yesterday with the offense, and like I mentioned, field position. You come out and you take advantage of those opportunities, and in order to win a game. And we didn't do a good job of that yesterday. We have to improve. Well, I don't know what necessarily happened before I got here. What I'm concerned about is where we are now and where we're going. And just like all of us, we have to continue to improve. Tyrod's working hard to continue to improve. I've got all the confidence in the world in Tyrod Taylor. And when you look at some of the things we've done in the Jets game, in the Denver game, and then also in the Atlanta game, those are some things where you said, hey, that's up to the standard of performance that we're looking for. Obviously, yesterday wasn't. And that starts with me, and then it goes all the way down. That we've got to continue to grow and get better. Yeah, you'd like to be able to go out there and say, hey, we've got 22, 11 on offense, 11 on defense, and then you throw the 11 on special teams on top of that 22, and you say, hey, we know what we've got. That's not always the case early on in the process. When you're trying to build, you're developing a team, you're adding pieces, taking pieces away. There's sometimes intentionally, sometimes due to injury. And so, yes, that is the ultimate goal, that you can have that continuity and the chemistry that comes from that continuity. In this case, we haven't had that, but that's what we're driving at, is to find that right combination and then build that continuity and the chemistry that we're going to continue to evaluate that. And then with respect to Cordy's situation as well, Deion, as you mentioned, we talked about the young players. He's come in and done a really nice job at that left tackle position. He's going up against some good pass rushers on that side of the ball, and he's got some plays that he wants back, and so we're going to continue to evaluate. No, it's Trey's got Trey's going to be fine, and I think that's the takeaway from all this is he's going to be fine. We've got to continue to play with good technique and detail our work, and that's really where it stemmed from more than anything. The great part I love about it, I would add, Matt, if I could, is just how we learned. You got beat early in the game, and to come back and battle a receiver of that quality for the better part of 3 quarters after that, I thought was impressive. And that's the mental toughness, the makeup of Trey, and that's something we can build on.